So, all right. So we're gonna start. Yeah. So in 3, 1 second. Actually, let me just get this. We got a few little bits to go through, Benny boy. Right?
No, I'm here, man. I'm here. I'm actually excited about this. It's gonna be good to put some things to bed.
No, definitely. So we're gonna start. Yeah. So 3, 2, 1. Everybody, we've got Ben Hatchett here on the Dominic Kelman podcast. This is episode 34. It's been a very wild little few weeks for me, especially on this podcast. But for Ben, there's a lot going on. This would be the second time that we've spoken like this. So first things first, Ben. Thank you for coming on my podcast and coming onto this platform, brother.
No, your pleasure. You're welcome. I think you're a very respectable guy with a conversation, and so you're more than welcome. More than welcome. I'm excited about this podcast. I'm very excited.
So am I, because I think I'm gonna tell you like my opinion of everything that I've seen on the internet, and even me. I'm an old school type of person. I'm 30. Yeah, I'm a face-to-face, have a beer, chat person. Just like yourself, yeah?
No, I'm enjoying my beers at the minute. I'm definitely enjoying my beer at the minute.
Yeah, exactly. So
hard work paid off.
Getting into this internet game is very crazy. So first off, since that episode of James English, do you think this has been a negative or positive on your life?
Both. Good question. I think, maybe I should have, it would have been good if it was a bit later on, give my time to adjust. I served, 10 years I was away. I hadn't had time, I was been out for a few months when I went onto the James English. So even now I started sorting my driving and things out, which is a very much priority. Obviously now I'm about to become a dad. There's so much. I'm still up and down. I was running around. I got caught up wanting to be a podcaster after. A lot more went into it, never come out. But the good side is, I was carrying, I still am carrying a powerful message. I was able to promote the law of attraction. And, from messages, I have inspired, people to do better, to maybe achieve, go after a goal, a dream. So it's been good, it's been good and bad on both sides. And for myself as well, it's been amazing. It has been an amazing journey, meeting some of the people that I've met. Could you imagine being in prison and the Broadmoor and all the places I was in, seeing people on the TV and that? The next thing, take Big Nasty, for example. I'm doing roly-polies with him in the gym. It's incredible, bro. You couldn't write it. You can't write it, So, it's been a crazy journey. Obviously, the big negative was, and it's been a massive toxic. It's been massive toxic. Is my beef with Darren G. That's been the biggest downfall. The trolling I've had from it, the tarnishing that I've had from it, has been. What's that? It's been hurtful, but I'm not going to try and hide anything on it. I'm going to be absolutely real. It has been very hurtful. It's been, very, very stressful at times. If I could go back, I would. I wish I never knew the guy. So I wish I. And do you know what? And as you mentioned James, and I've just mentioned Darren. I know Darren's gone on and said about how we got in touch with Trinidad or he got onto me. It wasn't. It was actually Darren. It was actually James English that put us in touch. James asked me after that podcast, he showed me Darren G was. Remember, I not been out, so I didn't know about podcasting, didn't know what podcasting was. I didn't even know who Darren was. I heard of his brother from prison. Obviously, that's why I put the two together. I heard the stories about his brother in prison. And then, James was like, you should speak to Darren G, go on his podcast. This is when Darren just set up his podcast. He had on, was it Michael Moses? I can't remember his name.
Say again, Michael.
He had him on. Was it the young offender lad that come out rehabilitated? He does really good. I'm trying to think his name. English. Yeah, he later went on James English, but I think he helped Darren G set up, and I think he went on. He was one of the first guests on Darren's. Is it Michael Mosley?
I've completely forgotten his
name.
So
I'm going back. This is how far it goes back.
It's crazy when you actually think back at that point. Yeah. So what I wanted to say is, so before we continue, is I believe, again, with the internet, there's so much miscommunication between you and Darren. Now,
The first time round there was.
Yeah, like since we've spoken,
and that's what caused problems. That's what caused problems the first time.
Yeah. So since we've spoken, Darren is now falling out with me. I don't know why. At the end of the day, I just want him to know that I believe you two can get over this, and I think that if he can come on my platform, then so should you. You know, so he's cut ties with me and he's upset with me, but you know, I have nothing but respect for him. In my opinion, when I met him, he treated me with respect. So I'm gonna go with you now and try and get over what was said in the clip that I put out.
Yeah, look, we don't look. The message has changed life and our life. It's good that he screams that off and he makes a lot of noise. You know, because that's the only bit of his message he is doing is putting them words out there. There's nothing else about the message he does. You know, but it is good that kids and people are hearing them words, you know, because I believe it's repetition. So they're hearing the words. So for that, I will be non-biased and I will say for that, Darren does good.
Definitely, yeah? I believe so, yeah.
You know, is he doing it for the better of the community? Or is he doing it for financial gain, this, that, the other? People have their opinions. It's not I'm not going to sit here and say my personal opinions because it's just going to turn into a slagging. I'm here now to put the facts, because Darren did go on your show and Darren made a lot of lies about me, and that's why I had the problem with the slander.
Of course, yeah.
So the truth is, we never met through the Nelly Rose. We met through James English. That's how the contact started.
Right.
Me and Darren always, we arranged we was going to meet, and it fizzled. It didn't happen. Now, so when we did meet, so me and Darren actually went FaceTime on live on his Instagram. And actually, Darren called me out for the boxing fight. And there's a clip of that on YouTube, Darren, way back. It's actually my first video. So I've always respect Darren for that as well, because Darren was the one who helped me kickstart the YouTube, in the podcast. He come down, got big numbers, and for that, what he did say is true. He is correct in that. James English and Darren G. James English, firstly, was the one who put me out there. And Darren G, obviously, helping me gain numbers and all that. That's completely true. So, then obviously we were talking, it fizzled out, and then we said about doing a fight for sort of charity. That's when, with Joe Egan, I met Dave Marino, who's now become a manager.
Yeah.
We met Rocky and that, and they said they was doing this truck pulling for a little girl that was unwell, Nelly Rose. Right. And, we went up there to the left. We never got paid any expenses or anything. Went up there for kindness. And I saw what this guy, Rocky, did. I thought it was unbelievable. I thought it was amazing. Pulling a train, trying to raise money for this little girl. Me and Rocky, had contacts and all that. At the same sort of time, me and Darren was saying, I was excited about doing this boxing match, trying to raise a lot of money. So, then obviously there's miscommunication. It was in lockdown because I had a really good idea because the Little Man?
Yeah.
Band and Wicked Little Man. They did it in lockdown. They absolutely smashed it. Think how many people were paying to watch that in lockdown?
There's a massive market for it right now.
Massive, especially in lockdown when no one was spending money going out. $5 a pop, something exciting news. When everyone's depressed and that in lockdown, it was an amazing idea.
Definitely.
Now, at the time, I believe, there was I did an interview on my Instagram live with Leanne. I finally got her on.
Yeah.
And then they were setting about time and, they needed money for a certain time. That's where the misunderstanding with me and Darren. Darren wanted June. I pushed for it for March.
Right.
Yeah. That's where the clash started. That's when it sort of come, the beef sort of escalated from there. It was a miscommunication. It got dirty between us. Do you know what I mean? We're both on the wrong for that. We're both in the wrong and in the right. We both had our reasons and this, that, the other. And that's the first time we fell out. With Rocky, again, the guy who started slating me, he forgets that I went up, to when he broke Joe Wicks's records. I pretended to let him knock me out on the sparring. That got 50,000 views. It raised awareness. I put Nelly Rose on my Instagram. I really pushed and pushed. I got a tattoo there on my wrists. I'm going to show you there. The lava. And I never even put that. I didn't even did that. Yeah, I didn't even did that live on Instagram. Nothing. I just did that to put a smile on her face. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean? In the lockdown, she's going through a difficult time. I said to Leanne, tell her to pick a tattoo. Any tattoo, I'll get it. And I only FaceTimed her briefly, and she only saw it. I never live Instagram, made a big fundraising thing out of it. That was just out of my kindness, my heart, just to put a smile on her face, because I knew that she was going through a hard time. Mm-hmm. So, that was the first one. The second one I haven't put out there, and I wish I said it before, and I wish this is why we did it when I was at home, because I still got the paper articles from the Daily Sport and the Sun, every article that I sold them stories about when I was away, if you read at the bottom, all money was donated to Nelly Rose.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, people forget that. People don't recognise that. All that awareness I was creating online, you know, I've always done the link for her GoFundMe. I haven't got money, bro. I'm working my way into employment. I've gotten some work experience, and I took up the fighting. You know,
Well done, man.
I don't have money, bro. I can never give. The IBA was never a charity fight. I have to clear this now. Now, I wanted to fight Darren G on a live stream with the same people that was going to set them the John Fury and Nicky Theo fight, the live stream that was involved with that.
Right.
That would have been the charity fight. Now, all the money I said, I was going to give it to Nelly Rose.
Right.
The IBA, the one of the boxing match I had for the end of the documentary, etc., was not a charity fight. I spoke to Rocky a couple of days before saying, like, get buckets up, get out and create more awareness. I never heard from Leanne. I've even got messages from Leanne that she's been sitting on the fence the whole time. She let me get tarnished from that. I've been holding back because how sensitive this subject is.
Do you know how hard it is though right now as well, right?
When it's not right, you know, the boxing coach went in on me, who now sees it for what it is, you know, in man enough, you know, what he does is great, shakes down, gloves up. He sees it for what it is. You know, even says now, like, she's not getting back, they're raising money. But even from this beef, he got in touch. They've gone and raised another 10, 12 grand.
Yeah.
That only happened because of this whole beef now anyway, which is good for Nelly Rose. It's not nice. Oh, sorry. Hello? It's not nice that my name had to be totally tarnished and accused of accusations that are disgusting for that to come. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, you know, Darren, and, you know, I'm hearing always talk about, you know, Ben was a spice in jail, he can handle. And then, I always get the comments from these people that have listened to that. You know, you completely wrote me off. It was uncalled for. You know, the second time I called him out for the fight, when after my boxing match, created a little bit of hype, we could have done it. Could have done it for charity, and we could have self-gained out of that as well. You know, he's a new father. You know, could have made money, and we could have put up into some charity as well. You know, it would have been a massive financial gain. And all of a sudden, you know, he didn't like the people. I was getting involved with the live stream. I spoke with Anthony Roberts. Obviously, he's friend with Ben Spam, Darren G, have history. Then all of a sudden, I just saw a voice note on YouTube telling me, Ben, I'm not going to do it, lad. Leave it. Or I'm going to put things out there, whatever. Do you get what I mean? I went live on YouTube on my way out to Wales. I was, round. I was a bit pissed off Darren, and I called him a dickhead and that online. And that, you know, that was immature of me. But I'm being honest, I'm trying to do is I'm not being non-biased. I take responsibility for that. 2 days later, straight away, he's put voice notes making out that I've done some charity thing and all that. He manipulated it. I got that put down in defamation. And, you know, then he's gone on these shows and he's used little girls as a weapon to tarnish me. People have got to listen to that rocking that started getting involved. And then people started calling me saying, where's this money from the fight? You know, I never sold many tickets from the fight. With me, I'm more an online person. People don't watch me online. Yeah. So, you know, and obviously I had my first holiday. I had to even justify my first holiday, bro. I know where you get this money.
I was watching, and I'll explain. Yeah, so let me explain. So
I can't hear you, man. Let me just.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, that's better. Let me just put this headphone in.
No worries. Can you hear me?
Yeah, it's better. Yeah, that's better. So,
that's good. Yeah. So
yeah. So was it?
So the main
I had
thing,
to justify. So that. Hold on. Let me say. So that was a present from Cher. That was actually a present from Cher, like in August. Like she didn't know what to get me, so she booked a holiday for both of us. And obviously, then obviously I'm hearing people saying all this about me. I've had to go online and justify. I've had to say to people, my missus got me a holiday for us. So I had to justify myself. It was disgusting, bro. It was absolutely disgusting.
Yeah. So first things I would say, like I think what I like to do when I finally get to have a conversation with people that I've been on the internet watching, right? We only get to watch what's been given to us, right? So
yeah.
The hard thing to see is that me personally, I can see you got a good heart in you, and you've been grown up around some very, very harsh circumstances that I don't think many people will ever have to go through. So I salute you for that. Now, I believe that you genuinely you've changed your life, and you genuinely are putting a good message out there and are changing lives. I genuinely believe that from the optics I see, and the way that these allegations keep coming out and people keep saying this and saying that, the thing with the internet is there has to be a point where you've got to stop. Not just you. I'm just saying that you've got to stop basically answering yourself, like answering these people's questions, because some of these people, they believe the lie is better than the truth, so they're just going to run with the lie. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So moving on from Darren, so last but not least, what would you like to say to Darren to try and end this?
Listen, I just think it's more than done now, you know what I mean? I've kicked your name out my mouth. Even when you went, you said you're doing the same, then you go to Edinburgh, I hope I see someone and all that. You posted the video late at night. Do you know what I mean? Like, people, Chet and do want to do a sit down with me and Darren live podcast. I agreed, Darren withdrew. Do you know what I mean? I get all these things, Darren would do this, Darren would do that. I call Darren's declined. It is what it is. It's done. It's history. Look, I don't do the podcast anymore. I lost myself in the toxicity. Do you know what I mean? I got very toxic. I created a toxic audience because of the beefs.
It was a lot, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I just, there is a point where you just like, enough is enough. You have to take responsibility. I take responsibility for my wrongs. You have completely tarnished my name. I'm over it. The right people know. The real ones know. And people that got involved come out. I've even got more voice notes of people like Rocky and that. And Rocky needs to really stop trying to, because I know a lot about him, and I know he's been in situations similar to before where they've tried putting someone up to take a lot of blame. He will watch this and he will know what I'm talking about, and he'll be very shocked to know what I'm talking about. But I'm not trying to antagonize nothing any further. You know what I mean? And it's not nice. It's another little girl's name still getting picked through. A mum, I've got issues. I've got my opinions. Right, I've got my opinions with Mus and Noel. Total respect to them for not Mus at first, but after being a gentleman. Noel, Lim Galvin, but Mus now is an absolute gentleman. Things happen, and it's time to just draw a line. You get over it. It's carrying on. Me and this Darren GB's been going for a long time now. Nothing's ever going to come from it. All what will is toxic, and people are going to more watch us. So hopefully we beef than to actually listen to a positive thing that we're trying to say.
Of course.
Do you get what I mean? I am not mentioning his name. Agreement at last. I am not mentioning his name. I've done it today because he's still carried on, and I want to clear up some of the things that's been said. And I feel like I have a right to do that. I'm not on here to slate. I'm not here to slate him or to make any accusations. My missus has been, insulting my missus. He's like my baby mum. You got me. She was pregnant at this time. That we didn't
Congratulations
know of.
As well,
the stress. Mate. Thank you. I'm just trying to move on. I'm getting into employment now. My first time, excited. I've got work experience.
Well done,
it's just difficult.
Done,
I've got to move up. So I'm still like Sanctuary Housing. So if you officially work, then you got to pay like over 300 quid a week. Do you know what I mean? So it's just about me moving up. So I'm doing everything I can to fully adjust into the community. Last thing I want is more problems and my name getting tarnished. So I want to, brother. Listen, I'll be straight up. I want to make a difference and a positive impact in the community with kids. I really do, bro, and I genuinely want to.
Do you know what I think though as well, Ben?
Yeah.
This is just my opinion and how I take things. I don't feel your name's tarnished, me personally. I think what you're doing is leading by example. You're doing less talking and you're doing more action, in my opinion. So I think people genuinely believe you got a good heart and you're doing the right thing, in my opinion. So on a good note, mate, well done for your 60-second knockout.
Not 60, 6.
6 seconds.
I broke the record. I broke the record. A lot of PTAW. By name, by nature, a lot of people laugh after the boxing fight. Listen, I'll make no excuses after that. It was a mad experience. I had a massive adrenaline dunk. It was like his fitness and that. It wasn't so much fitness, it was all new, nervous. I was bouncing around day 4, but I took from that. I learned from that. I trained hard. We drilled. That wasn't no lucky punch. That was drilled. We drilled that. Feint up top with the jab under. I knew the opening was there. But, I just went and broke a record, bro. Not long ago, I was serving indefinite sentence. All these things I've said, I've gone out and done it. People always find faults in it now because of like the negative history has happened. But it's cool. But there is ones watching. Exactly. But there's ones watching it and are taking inspiration from it, and they're the ones I love. And I hope will do. And I just hope Darren will see this. It's not another shot. I'm not firing any shots. I just look. I'm not mentioning you. Look, that's like the old podcast news now. The world's moving on a bit now. Look, I just want to put it to bed. Do your thing. I'm not looking to get any war. I'm not looking to clickbait off your name. Have I clickbait off your name? Yes, I have done. I take responsibility for that. Was I wrong calling it Decca out? Yes, I take responsibility for that. I'm completely just over it, drained. I have a child on the way. I'm trying to get an employment. I'm still trying to take time for myself to adjust now. And I want my channel to redo the audience and to kind of focus on law of attraction. I'm going to do like street podcasting and I want to get onto a positive message. All I'm trying to do, bro. You know, that's all I want to do.
That's great. So are you managed by Dougie Joyce then?
No. They was there. I'm friends with Johnny from Jab Clothing. And
right.
So basically the story behind Dougie Joyce and Dean Lynch, shout out to both of you, absolute gentlemen. And what a pleasure it was having you to come down and support me the other night. So, you know, Dean Lynch, man, what a great guy, man. Honestly, like, you know, when you meet someone, you feel like you know him for ages, bro. Like, Dean, man, such a safe guy, bro. Like, he is safe, mate. Like, so all it was, so I trained at, in Edinburgh, I trained at Glovenstone Boxing Gym, which is amateurs for Scotland. So it's like proper.
Okay.
So the two guys that was going to call on me, my good friends, Sean and Mark, you know, great guys, you know, coaching, you know, helping me, put me through my coaching there so I can start coaching the kids in that there. Right. Do my level 1, level 2. They made me feel at home, man. I love it there. The kids, they all know they all watch me, love you, come on. And so basically, they was going to call me, but someone's rang up and basically said, like, how are you going to call in a Ben that's bare knuckle? Do your amateur Scotland. That you can lose your badging for that.
Right, okay.
So they wasn't able to come down. Yeah.
Because it was a legal fight, right?
Yeah, like obviously the bare knuckles, obviously it's pro now, isn't it? Obviously it's all very commercial. You know, I'm there by contract. You have medicals, weight. You know, it's proper. You know.
So the altercation.
So it's come a long way. But hold on, so let me just explain how I got in touch. So through Jab Clothing, me and Johnny, I reached out and I just thought it'd make more of an impact. You know, going down. You know, Dougie, very experienced bare knuckle fighter. Gypsy, that's their thing. Again, Dean Lynch, he's a very experienced fighter. I had Stuart Dempsey there as well. What a legend. You know, my friend Scott, he hasn't been shouted out enough. He tried me down there mentally. He was in my head in a hotel. He should have been a bit more in my corner there. He just ended up with the camera. But no, Stuart Dempsey, what a legend of a guy, man. Honestly, if it wasn't for him, that weekend would have gone different. But yeah, I had them three with me. You know, and little Sonny, I can't miss little Sonny, little Sonny. But yeah, so I reached out to Johnny and said, listen, I need some support. I can't do this. And then he spoke with Dougie and Dean, and that was it. And they was there, man. That's the first time I met them in person. I think we all know each other. I think we all knew each other of the internet anyway. Do you know what I mean?
Definitely.
Similar search. So they knew me, I knew them. And yeah, man, they was there, man. They said they'd be there, and they was there. So you know, that's proper principle and that's proper stand up in them. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. So, you had Tom Zanetti and everyone over there, so it must have been. I mean,
Tom Zanetti was like, I've come back, kind of his brother Josh.
Oh, you're frozen. Oh,
am I frozen?
Yeah, your face.
Am I still there?
Your voice is.
Am I frozen?
But my internet connection. Nice.
Oh, no.
Oh, there you are. Yeah, you're back. Okay, so sorry, say again. So everyone was there to support you.
So yeah, it's good, like I say, meeting these people, and like, you know, when I'm walking in there, like Tom's he's filming me. He's like, I'm with Ben Hatchett, mate. All these people that know your name, so it's crazy. Do you know what I mean? It's an amazing feeling.
Crazy
I was nervous that day of the. I was very nervous.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like that day, knowing you go into a bare knuckle, I did that in the system, so I had to try and like switch mindset. A lot of it was mentality. I just had to try and like you show that ruthless side, like because it's serious as well. You can get seriously hurt in bare knuckle. I want to go back home, so I'm going to go back in one piece. So I really had to switch it up, and I was able to sort of. I was able to show people a different side in the boxing match. I think I shut a lot of people up. They're still going to find faults, but deep down, I think, I made a bit of a statement, especially my debut.
Made a statement. I was happy for you. I think you deserve that for everything that's been going on. But what about the altercation? What happened there?
Well, with me and Chaz, have a bit of history. Actually goes back from when I was in prison. It was over a girl. So me and Chaz, have actually got a long bit of history. We just, but again, it's a lot of the public want to see that, the more that kind of thing happens, the more it draws more attention to me and Chaz's fight. The more people see that, they're going to see the message sort of behind. Do you get what I mean? Like, even after me and Chaz have shook hands, we said, look, we are going to agree to fight. It does need to happen.
So are you two set to fight now then?
We are two set to fight. He got injured in his fight with his ribs, so it won't be February, unfortunately. I'm still going to fight in February. I've decided, I still need to wait for this to sort of heal a little bit, but I want to, I've got a 3-fight contract, so I've got 2 fights left. I want to go through it. Win, lose, matter. It doesn't matter to me, bro. When I lose, I'm not going to win all these. I'm not going to win all these fights, bro. You know what I mean? I've come out training late in age. You got to be realistic. There's very big levels in the game.
No, definitely.
And so I'm just gonna do what I do. It's not. I'm winning every time when I'm going out there and doing these things, bro. I dreamed of doing this when I was away. I dreamed of it.
How old are you now, Ben? If you don't mind me asking.
I'm 32 now. 32.
So you're 2 years older than me. So your 30s, you can now be your 20s.
Exactly. Well, I'm gonna be done that soon, but I'm just rebuilding. I'm still learning. I don't get everything right every time. Which I probably cause a lot of these problems for myself as well. I haven't helped situations, but that's maturity and that's learning, that's adjusting. All 100%. I can do with the people that I have done. I apologize. I'm not intentionally. I'm still on a learning journey. I think I'm getting there, and I do hope if I haven't insulted or rubbed anyone off, or through mixed opinions, I do sincerely apologize. It's not the message I just want to put out there. I want to get back to positive. I want to build a good audience. I would love to do YouTube full time and inspiring people up and down. And that's just me being real. But yeah, cool, man. What a job. Look at Jamie from Officially Gas, man. That's full time, man. Do you know what I mean? Winston Churchill said, do a job you love, you'll never do a day's work.
Trust.
Do you know what I mean? And now I think that would be the next thing. I'm gonna see these fights. I think me and the Chazza fight would be massive. Just like what I really wanted from Darren, really. Do you get what I mean? So I think I put a lot of that energy that I was gunning for sort of Darren.
Well, hopefully he sees
with the
this,
fight, with the Chazza.
Hopefully he sees this and it gives him a little bit more peace, because I'm not sure how he's going to be with me, because he's not happy with me, but I'm happy with him. I hope the best for him, But
yeah,
lastly,
Ben,
what do you think about this Decca Heggie situation?
I'll give my thing. I don't really know Decca. I know he's friends with Joe Egan, because they did a podcast and that together. I was gonna film with Decca a long time ago. He put one story up on Instagram. I was the first time I ever experienced trolling, because this is going way back. It's before me and Darren. Right. And so I stayed away just because I didn't like it. So I get very sensitive. I'm quite an emotional person, bro, and that's me being honest. Yeah. And that's why I take all this trolling. I take it to heart. You see me shouting back things I probably shouldn't have, and you see me really upset, nearly crying on camera and that, bro. Because I find it very difficult and all that. That's why I just wanted to stay clear.
It takes a man to admit that, by the way, bro. It takes a real man to say that.
And so I don't really know too much about what's going on. I know that there's a lot of things about Decca. People try and nonce him off. They say there's a lot of accusations about his sexual. I don't know know anything. I've had people say anything. It's not me. I'm involved in. What I will say about the Decca Heggie situation, shout out to Danny Christie. What a lovely guy. He was sending me messages, help me get through that fight as well. Keep your head off.
He's funny. He's funny.
Yeah, mate. He's a nice guy.
What an absolute fight.
That's what I was gonna say. And no one could take.
I've never seen anything like that in my life. Honestly.
Nah, that was something else. That was magical. I think it had so much around it. It had so much about it. I'm voting no for them to fight again. It's a shame that things have still got to carry on. Yeah. I think it was magical. There was something special about that fight, and it captured people's attention up and down the country. It was even in the papers. Danny was an absolute warrior. I think a lot of people wrote him off before he went down there.
Yeah.
But both of them, you got to give it to both of them for that. But Danny Christie, I just think what a nice guy. I've got to know him on a personal level. That's not any behind things or anything like that. It's him giving me amazing advice for my fight. We see each other's podcasts. He liked mine. He was inspired by mine, and we messaged. And that's where it is. We don't talk about other people or nothing like that before that one comes out. And he gave me some amazing advice. So many people did. Carl as well, Irish Carl on Facebook. People, the support I got for that fight. But it was like things like that kept building. You're hearing them sort of messages through the day. But that's all. That's my only opinion I can give on it, bro. since I come out the podcast to try and not watch what's going on. I used to always watch it. I was reading every comment. I was, who's saying this? Who's saying that? You know what I mean?
I'm in it deep. Right?
You got that bug now, innit? Be careful, man.
No. I've got to get out of it, Ben. Because I'll be, I'm a plumber. I'll be at work. I'm just thinking about what the hell is going on out there. Do you know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna share my opinion quickly because with Decca, I'm following it very closely. And
so, what is going on? What is the actual breakdown of what's going on?
I'm gonna break it down to you. So, have you watched the expose?
No, I didn't watch it. I heard about it. It was going on about it. Sometimes I clicked on, but I've been so busy running around and I haven't got time to watch 20-minute videos.
Yeah, it's 3 hours long. But anyway, I'm gonna break it down to you quickly. Decca and Danny Christie have a large feud before the fight, right? Decca gets Danny Christie sent to prison for trolling.
I didn't know that. I see
sent to prison for trolling. And it's been a ferocious feud between them and some other people about Decca Heggie's alleged sexual allegations. But the expose come out, and all it's done is make him look like he's got these allegations. All he's done is go, but he's done this, he's done that, he's done this, so they can't talk about me. That's basically what that expose has done. And it's worrying to me. It's very worrying. It's very worrying because in my opinion, if someone has one allegation of a sexual nature, you have to take that very, very seriously. Very seriously.
You do.
But you got to test the situation. Every situation is a different situation. You have to see both sides of story and investigate. But if you're getting 2 women, 3 women, 4 women, 5 women, videos of women saying they've done this and that and the other, you're going to have to look at that person very differently. So I'm not trying to oppose my opinion onto you.
It's serious
it's very crazy out there. And it doesn't look good. I'm sorry.
All I know, I've been on the receiving end of that time. So obviously, what with the thing with the charity, it was horrible, and I felt like I was getting non-stop. If Becca isn't on, then he's got to own that. Truth always come out.
Yeah, I don't believe that. I don't believe he's a nonce at all.
That's what I'm saying. I'm just saying, look, I don't know anything about him. I'm saying if he is, then he is. He's own that, and it will come out, and that's off. If you haven't, and you're getting put through all this, then bro, like that will fuck your head up. I can't imagine what it's like.
Crazy.
What I felt with my feet. Again, people let me get involved with this. Just keeping it real, just saying this, that, the other. This is why I stay out of it all now. You know what I mean? Like, do you know what I mean? Because it all come out. Look at living in London, liar. Do you know what I mean? He tried transferring all the anger. Because obviously I spoke with Sam Walker, shout out to Sam Walker, hopefully in home in January.
Yeah.
I think he's one, obviously I've still maintained a friendship with Sam, being away, we still message.
Right.
Well, not message, obviously voice notes on the phone from the prisons, from his prison phone. So shout out to Sam, I still maintain a good friendship with him. I can't wait for him to get back. He's a good guy. And I will say that all the time. Obviously, I forgot what I was saying. But I was saying, I forgot what I was saying, bro. I was saying. No, that's it. We're living in London.
Living in London, that's
obviously,
it.
Yeah, living in London, whether it's ditch, whatever got told, but living in London was telling people, I was a certified, this, that, the other. You never said it was ditch that told you, now it's ditch that told. I don't know, I don't care. All I know is that I asked Sam, of course I'm going to ask Sam the answer. He even said he was going to ask Sam when he saw him. I'm talking with Sam, we're doing a YouTube clip. You're in jail with Jordan. Why am I not going to ask him? That was never a shot against living in London, yeah? It was a question that everyone want to know. Like, did he get attacked, bro? Like, why am I not going to put it out there? It's YouTube. That's what we do. This is the content. Of course I'm going to fucking ask a question. He got so upset, so sensitive, done a whole video about me, digging me right out. And, he disrespected my missus and all that. It was like, wow, like you're going heavy. Then it was a charity. Everyone could see how distressed I was with the charity money when I did that video when I was abroad. And then he's added to that and done a video about that on top of it. Do you know what I mean? So that's why I got more sensitive. I was like, I'll punch her in. Like, let's meet up in person on a podcast.
I watched the video of you two as well going at it. And that's when I found out that he went to prison for doing something racist.
Yeah, I know.
So I went and read up about it. And I'm Daniel Lazar. I'm still confused about that. It don't make no sense to me.
But he don't make a lot of sense, really, does he? I mean, he contradicts himself a lot. But again, with him, I'm still pretty sore. Obviously, some people have no issues with being disrespectful towards women. Again, he obviously has his conviction, and on videos, he's even left up that I've asked him to take down about me. We call my missus, we're saying bad things about my missus. She has nothing to do with this. If you have a problem with you, problem with me. I've always said to the Tsar, and I'll still finish this now. The Tsar, even with Dominic, do you know what? Hold on. I'll pull it. Oh no, come on, I'll pull it out here now. Living in London, if you have any issue with anything I've ever want to say, I will not do any back and forth. I would always meet you in person, and I'll do it in front. We can always host it. Dominic, if you want to host it, sit down with me and live in London in person. I'm more than happy to oblige. I'll put that out there.
Oh, 100% to get that sorted.
Yeah, I mean, so I'm more than happy to see live in London in person. Happily.
Okay, guys. Well, listen, Ben.
And you're happy to be the host. I will stick by that. Time and day, I will be there.
I'll message him and see what we can do. Yeah. Again, thank you so much for coming on here. It was only fair that we got your side of the story, and I just hope that you're happy after your victory, mate, and that you keep going, because there's not a lot of people that can get into the people that you're getting in with, and the opportunities that are going to start coming for you who have just done a decade in prison. So, we can only commend you and just stay on the right path, my friend. That's all.
Thank you, but I appreciate you giving me the opportunity to come on. I feel like, it's good. But I had to clear some things out. I hope nothing, hopefully it doesn't have a ripple effect or more negative shit after.
I don't think it will.
That's sad, man. No, I hope it don't, man, honestly. But all the best, all the best to your journey. Just honestly, bro, just be careful, man. Trust me. If I go away, trust me. Bro, I don't mean be funny. That's me sincerely, bro. I mean it. Just, it's a real head fuck sometimes.
Yeah, it's a bit of a nutty
success, man. But good questions, man. Good question. Honestly, you're good, man. You're good. So yeah, all the best to you in your journey, man. I'll be watching.
Thank you, Ben, brother. Have a good Christmas.
You too, man. All the best, everyone, for watching. Take care, man. Have a lovely Christmas.
Take care, brother.
All the best, bro. Bye.